Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's tutorial is on how to achieve this gathered or pleated turban cap which has a net ruffles design attached to it. To all our viewers who are viewing for the first time, you are highly welcome. Please kindly do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also do well to click on the bell icon so that you'll get notified whenever we upload new tutorials. In today's tutorial, the materials used include scuba fabric, of which 1 yard will be more than enough, your tule net fabric, of which 2 yards or more depending on the desired fullness you want to get. You'll also be needing scissors, measuring tape, matching color of thread and needle. You'll be needing your gum. You'll also be needing your carry board or your marco, as well as your cardboard paper to draft out the pattern. This design which we are working on is divided into 2 parts. First and foremost is the turban cap, which is the gathered or pleated turban cap, which also has a backdrop effect, and in place of this you can as well decide to use any other turban cap of your choice. Secondly, we have the ruffles design which is attached on it. The ruffles design is made from the net fabric, and then the fullness depends on the quantity of fabric you are using. Now, starting this tutorial properly, I will first start by illustrating how to achieve the gathered or pleated turban cap for the sake of beginners. Thereafter, we'll proceed to work on the design that is going to be attached on it. Now, for the video tutorial on how to achieve the gathered or pleated turban cap, I'll be using a different video to illustrate how to do that. So let's get started. For the turban cap, I have my fabric cut out, so I'll just go ahead to state out the measurement required. But before then, we're working on the round band turban cap, which has the gathered or pleated base as well as a backdrop effect. So there's the band and then there's the pleated base. And what I have here is 26 inches for the width, and then the length, 26 inches is for the head circumference or the length, which is what I have here, while the width is 18 inches. So the measurement for my fabric for the base is 26 for the length of the head circumference, 18 inches for the width, 26 by 18. Now, coming over to the band, I have my fabric here. Now, raw silk fabric is a very stretchy fabric. So what I'm now using for my head circumference is 21.5 inches. The standard measurement for the adult head size is either 22 or 23 inches. But due to the stretchy nature of this fabric, I'm using 21 inches for the head circumference, which is the length, and then 4.5 inches for the width, because I don't want the width of the band to be that wide. That is it. Starting the tutorial properly, let's start with the turban cap. And for the turban cap, I'll be starting with the base first. Now, remember that we're working on a pleated or gathered turban cap, and then this is my fabric. In order to get that pleats and gathers, it requires that I mark out my fabric using my chalk and my ruler. So before you mark out your fabric, you have to first of all determine the interval you are going to be using, the measurement for the interval. Now, for mine, I'm using 1.5 inches. So what you do is that you get your measuring tape, measure out 1.5 inches and mark, extend it to somewhere else, measure 1.5 inches and mark, get to your ruler, and then extend the lines from one end of the fabric to the other end. Now, there's another alternative in order to decrease that stress, and that is what I do. I have different rulers with different measurement for their width. This, for instance, the measurement for this for the width is 1.5 inches. So what I do is to just get my ruler, place it on my fabric, get my chalk, and start marking out the lines on my fabric from one end to the other, instead of having to use my measuring tape to measure one after the other, which is much more stressful. So I have gone ahead to mark out my fabric from beginning to the end, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is to go back to my sewing machine and then pick each marked line, sew it down, pick each marked line and sew it down until I get to the end of the fabric. So at this point I have the fabric for my base already sewn. This is the fine side. This is the fine side of my work, and then on turning it inside out, this is the wrong side all sewn. And then what I'll be doing is that I will get my fabric, fold it into 2 equal halves to enable me locate the middle. And then I'm going to make a notch at the middle of the fabric. So that is it. And then I will get my band, the fabric for my band. Now I'm going to fold it into 2 equal halves this way. And then I'm going to go ahead to notch down this side here. And also notch down this side here. And then thereafter, I've notched both points. Thereafter, I'll fold it into 2. Get the fabric for my base, and then open it up, then place the fabric for my band on it, ensuring that the midpoint where I notched aligns, that is both the fabric for the band aligns with the fabric for the base. And then I'm going to place this on my sewing machine and then sew from one end to the other end. But then if you observe, you see that there is a little allowance on each side, and that is what will help to create the backdrop effect. So let me join down the band and the base together and then get. So right here I have my fabric. This is my band already sewn, and then this is the wrong side. So I'm going to go ahead to fold it into 2 equal halves so as to get the middle point of my fabric, and then create my gathers at this edge before I continue with the design. So I'll be needing my needle and thread of matching color, and please ensure that it is doubled and you have your thread knotted at the end. And then I have my fabric opened here. I've opened it up, and I've also used my chalk and my ruler to mark out the midpoint. And then I'll start by passing my needle and thread from the wrong side of the cap, the band. I'll take it upwards, and then I'll pleat my fabric, pass my needle and thread in, pleat the fabric, fold, that is, pick it up, fold it into 2, pass my needle and thread in that order until I get to the end of this fabric. So this is it. Pick each pleat, fold it into 2, pass your needle and thread at the edge. So let me complete this and then I'll get back. So this is it. I've gotten to the end. Now if you will observe, you will see that this is the last pleat, okay, and I did not sew through it. So when you are making your gathers at the middle point of your fabric, ensure to stop at the second to the last pleat. So at this point I can pull my thread and tack it through several times in order to secure it at the middle, and then cut off the excess thread. So at the end of it all, this is how it looks like, and then I'll go ahead to set this aside, and then I'll get this is mine already sewn. I've made the gathers at the middle, so I'll just go ahead to fold it into 2 equal halves, and then I'm going to place on my sewing machine and sew. I will sew from the band, sew down this part, sew down to this edge, and then sew down to this very edge. Remember, we left this last pleat free. That is for the sewing allowance. So I will take it again, fold into 2, start sewing from the band, sew down to this part, and then getting to this end, I'll curve it and take it to this edge. And on getting to this edge, I will sew down to this edge and extend it down to this very end. After sewing, I have it this way. This is how it looks like, and I've sewn down from the edge from this end, from the band down to this part, this edge and this other edge. So what you do is that ensure you have the edges weaved, because the edge of this raw silk fabric frays a lot. So take it down to your weaving machine and then weave the edges. After doing that, I'll now proceed with my running stitch. Okay, my running stitch is going to come from this point and then end at this point. So I have my needle and thread already doubled, and I will go ahead to keep passing it in and out until I get to the very end. So I've secured the edge, and then I'll go ahead to turn it inside out. So here I have my gathered turban cap with backdrop effect. So I can now go ahead to set this aside while I work on the design that will be attached on it. Turban cap, I have worked on mine before now, and I have it here. I'm going to be making use of the gathered or pleated turban cap. Okay, and this is it already sewn. And then coming over to our design, I have my net fabric, and I'm going to be working with 2 yards of net fabric. Now, to be able to get our design, we're going to be needing a piece of cardboard paper, and I have my piece of cardboard paper right here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be folding it into 4. I'll get the first part, fold it down this way, and then this is it. I'm also going to take it down this way and fold it into this way again. That makes it 4. Okay, now please watch the way it is. Watch watch where the open end is facing, and take note of where the closed end is facing. Now the open end is facing the lower part of my screen, and while the closed end is facing the upper part of my screen. Then I'm going to get my measuring tape, and then from this end I'm going to be measuring out 4.5 inches. So I'm going to measure 4.5 inches around this particular paper which I have here. So I'll just place my tape this way and measure 4.5 inches round it. So this is it, and then I'm going to connect all dots together. So I have 4.5 inches here, and then from the tip this way I'm going to measure 1.5 inch, and then I'm going to connect everything together. Then I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm going to be cutting this out. Now if you want yours to be bigger, you can as well make use of a bigger measurement. It depends on the size you want to achieve. And I'm also going to be cutting this out. And as soon as that is done, when I open my work, I have it this way. And this is going to be serving as the base for our design. And then I'm going to go ahead to place it on either your cardboard or on either your carton or carry board. And I'll be cutting out 2 pieces of it. So I have my carry board here, and I have my circle carved out already. The essence of making use of a carry board or carton is because it is much more stronger than the cardboard paper itself. Carry board is sold by those who make shoes and bag. Yes, that is where you can get carry board from. It's used for bag or shoemaking, or better to make use of your carton. Cartons are available everywhere. Now to continue, I'm going to be needing a piece of I'll be needing a piece of my net. It should be very long. Okay, and I'm just going to tie it and then place it. It should be long so that it can come outside. Then place it on one of the carry board, and then place the second carry board on it this way. And so you see the outside part. This is it. And then I'm going to get my net, and I'm going to gather the ends of the net. So this is my net. Like I said earlier, I have 2 yards here, and I'm going to just gather this end, and this is it. And I'm going to be wrapping it on the carry board. So I'm going to pass it this way, So this is it, and I'm going to start wrapping it round till I've covered this entire carry board with my net. Please remember to secure this part. This part should be outside. So I'm going to keep wrapping. So right here I have my work this way, and then this is the fabric which I asked us to, which we tied earlier in between the cardboard paper. So this is it. So as soon as all that is done, the next is I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to be cutting this out, okay, in between the middle of your cardboard paper. I'm going to pass my scissors and I'll be cutting this out. You want to still hold it as you are cutting it out. You want to hold it down to the cardboard. So that you are holding it so it does not come off. So this is it. Now remember that fabric that we left inside, okay? And we are going to be using the fabric to tie this up. So I'm just going to locate it, the both ends of it. So this part has not been cut properly. So I have both ends here, and see the way the design is, and I've gotten both ends of the net. So I'm going to now tie it and then pull it down. Use it to hold my fabric in place at the middle. So this is it, and then I'll tie it, and then I can take this off. So this is it, and then this is what we get. It's been tied at the middle to help us hold it in place. So this is it now, and then I'll get my scissors and I'm going to be trimming this off so that it's uniform, okay? I'm going to now trim this off so that everything becomes uniform. I'm going to try to locate the middle and open it at the middle. So we have it this way, and then I'm going to start trimming this off gradually. So this is it. As soon as all that is done, and I'm going to get my turban cap, and we're going to be tacking this down to the turban cap. So I'll open it up this way and then place it down here, and I'm going to get my needle and thread, and I'm going to tack this up together. So to tack down, I have my design on my turban cap, and I'm going to pass my needle and thread from inside the cap to the uppermost parts of the design. And as soon as it's out, I will take it back. And that is what I'll keep doing till I've gone around the cap. I'll keep taking my needle and thread in and out from inside the turban cap to the net, and in that order until it is firmly secured down to the base. This is it. I'll keep passing my needle and thread through from inside the cap to the net till I've gone around the net and I've been able to secure everything down together. Now for the middle part, you can try to close it up this way, or better still open it up and add probably any brooch accessory, any accessory of your choice to the middle part could be a flower, it could be an apple, just like I have here, and then this is how your design will look like. So I'll give these finishing touches and I'll get back to show. At the end of the day, this is the final outlook of our design. Like I've said earlier, the brooch design is optional. You can see that this is a very simple and beautiful tutorial. I hope you have got value from it. Thank you so much for watching. Please kindly subscribe to our channel if you are yet to do so. Don't forget to like, to share, and to leave a comment in the comment section. Until our next tutorial. Bye bye.